Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our session, How to Survive Home Office. My name is David Bystricky and I'm Dell Services Coach at Dell Bratislava. We are all in this together. Dell Technologies are here to help support small businesses as we are all in uncharted territory, looking for ways to support our communities. And at Dell Technologies, we are making sure that small businesses have the right solutions and are supported every step of the way. And let us look at how this actually looks like when we have home office and prolonged home office, day after day, week after week, month after month. We might very well feel like the gentleman on the right-hand side picture because we are all confined in a small space. We don't have the luxury to go into the office. We don't have the luxury to go outside. We are all confined like this gentleman. And there are a lot of conflicting demands for us because normally you would have your home as your secure place where you can rest, where you can have leisure, where you can unwind, where you feel safe and welcome. And work would be the place where all the drama happens. Conflicting demands from the boss, emails, customers, escalations, everything. But now all those both worlds actually merge together. And when both worlds merge together, then your brain is confused. Subconsciously, you will ask yourself, okay, am I now safe? Am I now home? Am I now in my environment, which is supposed to be safe? Or am I at work where all the adventure happens? And this generates a low-level stress. Which is showing day after day when we have these conflicting demands of home and work clashing together. And of course, last but not least, we are deprived of our usual social contact. Normally, you would meet, let's say, 100, 150 people during a normal work week. You would go to the customers, you would speak with a lot of people at work, you would be outside drinking beer, but now you are at home. Now you are confined to your four walls. And this might generate some unusual effects. And if you are suffering on the effects, which I will show on the next slide, then be assured that this is normal. If you have the feeling like you are sabotaging your support system, with support system I mean people who are around you, people who should give you comfort, even pets, and everybody you would be actually supposed to be good at, and sometimes you would have the feeling like, why are you looking at me now? Because I am having a Zoom meeting. Why is this dog here? Why is the neighbor? Why is the neighbor doing those things which are very loud? And all those things, if they happen to you, and you tell yourself like, well, this is not me. This is not me. Why would I snap at people? I should be actually that I am supposed to be actually supporting, and that are doing their utmost to support me. If that happens, you are not losing your mind. It's only that you are a normal, sane person in an unsane environment, because that environment is unsane when we are confined to our homes and cannot go outside and cannot have a normal social and working life. And we will be prone to see the negative side of things as well. We will be prone to be pessimistic, to say, well, this customer will not buy. I think my boss does not like me anymore, and all those things normally, which normally would be staved off by the grind of a normal business day. Now they are happening to us, and now all those dark thoughts are actually just behind the corner. And when this session ends, they will poke their ugly heads from around the corner and telling you like, hey, I'm here, how are you? And maybe the most unpleasant thing which might happen in such an environment is that we will have the tendency to mess up our daily schedule, which means that we will sleep a little bit longer, then we will go later to bed, and then maybe the next day you will wake up at 5:30, because you cannot sleep, and everything will come more hazy, more blurry, and the boundary between when I'm resting and when I'm working and when I'm eating and when I'm sleeping and when I'm exercising, if at all exercising, will be more and more blurry. And as those boundaries fade, our brain becomes more and more confused and is asking itself, like, okay, what is happening? And this is creating a lot more stress. So the stress will be there and the situation will not be normal, or it might seem. But we have remedies. Don't despair, because there are three things you can do in your life to bring things in order. The first one, and maybe the most important, is to reintroduce structure and routine into your life. The second one is work-life harmony, and the third, which is my favorite actually, is mental stimulation. Let's deep dive into each of them. About the structure and the routine, it all begins and ends with sleep. A good sleep means a good, productive, healthy, and happy day. A bad sleep means the opposite. So my advice for you would be, uh, do it as you did it when you still went to the office. Go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time. If you want to establish another regimen of your sleep and of eating, do it so that always the going to sleep times and waking up times are the same each day and every day. Our brains love routine. Maybe we say to ourselves like, oh, routine is not good because routine is boring, but our brain loves routine because routine gives security, gives the sense of being secure. Kids know that, and pets know that, and both love routine. And we adults have somehow unlearned it, and we should relearn to live in a structured environment, regulated by routines. Regular personal hygiene habits. You could say this is a no-brainer, of course. But let me ask you a question. If you would not, supposedly, if you would not shower for like 3 days, and you are having Zoom meetings, who would notice? Who would notice? You would not. You are not even required to turn the video on. Who would notice actually? The answer is you would notice. Nobody else maybe would notice, but you would notice. And if you would notice, that will be derisive for your self-esteem. So my advice here is groom yourselves like you would go to the office. A watch, a ring. Why would I wear my wedding ring at home and my watch? Because I want to give my brain the signal everything is okay, everything is under control, and this is just a normal day. Why would actually I have a badge here at my side, a Dell badge at home? This is because I want to say, I want to tell my brain and actually to signal everybody that I'm still here, I'm still fighting for Michael, I'm still doing the things that need to be done, and I'm still here for the customers, I'm still supporting them, and I will be here. And this is what you are signaling through having a proper business attire. And of course, regular exercise. I don't need to stress that, and I don't want to elaborate on that a lot, because there is a huge swath of health gurus on the internet. The only thing I would say here is that our brain needs exercise much more than our body. So if we want to stay productive, especially in that environment where it is like 5 steps to the kitchen and 5 steps to my bedroom, and that's it. Actually, that's the whole exercise during a day. Normally, you would run the stairs, and you would run to your car, and you would run to the bus, something like that. But now you are sitting at home. So if I want to be productive as I used to be, I need to exercise, and I think you should too. That was structure and routine. Let us look at the work-life harmony. The first thing for the work-life harmony is to have a plan. As Benjamin Franklin says, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. I think you know that citation. The thing is that when you are planning, you are doing something for your future self. So my advice here would be, when you go to bed, uh, The last thing you should do is plan for another day. This will improve the quality of your sleep, and this will also improve the productivity of the next day, because when you are planning for the next day, you are doing it for your tomorrow self. And tomorrow when you will wake up and you will have the plan, you will know what you can do at that day and what you can't. And you will have the feeling, and that's the most important thing, you will have the feeling that it is under control. And this is the feeling which is common to every healthy human individual. I have my things, I have my life under control, more or less. Another thing is include power breaks in your daily schedule. Many managers were actually afraid when people will work at home, this will mean that they will work much less, actually, that the productivity will sink. And it turned out actually that a normal home office worker works 40% more uh, than in a normal office time. So what I would say, introduce breaks, because we all have the tendency to work through the hours without a break. Why should I take a break when there is so much to do? Those breaks are small but very powerful. I would suggest like 10 to 15 minutes, but during this break, do something that is very intense for your relaxation. Some people need loud music. Some people need to go to a computer and kill zombies in a computer game. This is, for example, my case. Some people need to take a power nap for 15 minutes, which is immensely refreshing. So everybody has his or her own way how to relax. And those power breaks allow us actually to tank more energy for the next part of the day. And it's immensely important. Avoiding drifting through the day, or maybe I should say avoiding the work creep. Because we all know it. When you start to work and you tell yourself like, okay, I want to have everything done when I go to sleep. So I want to have a clean slate. Then you will never go to sleep, because it's so much that you could work 24/7 and it would not be done. So the advice here is very simple. Plan so much work that you can do in one day and not more. And if new tasks and new objectives come during the day, try to implement them into the day, but do not let the tasks creep into other areas of your life. Because you need to be with the kids, you need to exercise a little bit, you need to have some time to eat, you need some time for yourself. And do not let the tasks and work intrude on your private life. Because if it does, then the stress will set on and your productivity will sink. And last but not least, be the leader for others. In this time, on most Zoom meetings, people are, how should I say it? A little bit downtrodden and a little bit demotivated, a little bit like, when is this going to end? I'm suffering. And if you decide like, okay, today I will be the emotional leader. Today on the Zoom call, I will be the one who will say, guys, this is going to be okay. Guys, now draw your energy from me, because today I'm the one who is going to tell everybody it is okay. It will be okay. No problem. And becoming this leader will have a side effect that you will feel better. You will actually you will actually come into your role, and you will play it, and you will become the one who is positive, the one who has energy. So try to be a leader just for once, and you will see, what it entails, and you will see what consequences it has. Oh, and mental simulations. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we all remember those things we said to ourselves like, okay, when I grow up, I will do this thing. I would very much like to, whatever, learn to play saxophone, for example. but now I don't have time. And when I have time, and when I grow up, when I shall have more money, and all those excuses. Maybe now it's time to dust off your old hobbies, or maybe pastimes, or maybe some ideas you have cherished for a long time, and maybe now is the right time. When is a better time to start something new, or to return to an old and cherished hobby than now? And it will give you immense boost of energy. In this time when we are at home, we are bereft of stories. Normally, human beings, actually, as philosophers and psychologists say, are communicating through stories. um, you are meeting somebody at the water cooler and you say, "Hey, how are you?" And he says, "Ah, well, not very well today. I had a bad business meeting." He's telling you a small story, and then you weigh in into the story, telling him like, "I understand. I had the same last week." So you are weighing in with your story. So human beings are actually communicating with each other through stories. And some people also say that scientific theories are stories in disguise. And now we are bereft of most stories because we cannot communicate with a lot of people. So invite more books, movies, even computer games into your life. Your brain and your emotional self need stories. If you want to go to sleep, read a business book. If you want to stay fresh and mentally alert, read books with stories, adventure books, science, sci-fi, love novels, whatever. Whatever works for you is okay. And this one is very interesting, reflecting on what you can be grateful for. If I should ask you, like, if you should you consider yourself lucky regarding something, what would it be? And when I'm thinking about that, I would, on top of my head, I would say I'm very lucky that I have a job actually, and I'm very lucky that I work at Dell, and I'm very lucky that we have such a humane leader as Michael, and I'm very lucky that I have electricity at all. I'm very lucky that I have internet and can record this session for you guys. I'm actually such a lucky duck. And you will certainly find a lot of things which you can be grateful for and where you can count yourself as a lucky duck. In this time, when everything seems to be upside down, like the guy on the right hand side picture, in this time, sometimes we fail unexpectedly, inexplicably, in things we usually would not fail. And if this happens, it's okay, because we are all vulnerable in this time, in this crisis time. And we sometimes may feel even strange. We sometimes may even feel like I would sit down and cry. I'm a 250 pounds guy, and I have cried in these times. A couple of times. Yes, this can happen even to the toughest of us out there. Or if you have the feeling like, now I need to do something to get off the pressure. I will just sing aloud, not only in the shower, but just here and now. Then do it. And if you feel like this guy upside down, then look very closely at him. Look at him. He is not actually failing. He is still in the race. He's upside down, but he's still in the race. And this is the same for you. You are still in the race. We all are still in the race. We still have to say something to say to our customers. We still can support our customers. We still can do something to make the world better. We still are in the race. We are still here, and we are still fighting. And when there was ever a time to be yourself, then when there was ever a time to doing the right thing, uh, as Michael Dell always taught us, then this is the time. This is the time to do the right thing and to be yourself. There will be no better time. And we are still here. We are still in the race. And if you concentrate on that, if you concentrate on things that matter, that bring you forward, even upside down, and you compare it with things you can control, then there is only just a tiny sliver of them which both matter and you can control. And those are the things we should focus now. You cannot control how many people will be sick with COVID-19, which is a very sad thing. You cannot control it. This matters a lot, but you cannot control it. What you can control is whether you wash your hands. What you can control is control it whether you wear a mouth protection when you go shopping. What you can control it. What you can control is whether you will be nice to people when speaking to them. Everybody is suffering under the same strain as you. And one day, when we will be old, and maybe our grandchildren will ask us, hey, grandma, grandpa, how was it? How was the first coronavirus epidemics? Was it only about survival, or what, what happened? Can you tell me something about it? Then you might say, like, well, child, we were feeling upside down. We were confused. We were scared. Why deny it? Yes, we were scared. We were completely unused to the situation, but it passed and we emerged. We emerged at the end, somehow transformed, maybe you will say, and transformed in the sense that we learned to cherish smaller things like going for a beer or being able to speak to a living person without the mouthpiece, being more kind, being more humane to each other. So in a certain way, this whole crisis transformed us into better versions of ourselves, into better versions of human being we could be. And it's up to each of us whether we will go this way and whether we will let this crisis transform us to be our better selves or not. Well, and Dell tries to does its thing to that as well, because our advisors are here to give you free advice on one-on-one basis, whilst working with you to exactly understand your bespoke business needs and to provide you with the right solutions. And if you would like to discuss small business IT needs, or if you are looking just for professional support and advice, call our small business advisory today on 0800 085 4878. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention and have a great day. Stay safe.